There are 8 groups of zakat recipients as stated in Surah At-Tawbah verse 60. These are known as the 8 Asnaf. The fakir and miskin, or the poor and needy. While some people may think that these 2 groups belong to the same category, but in definition, they are actually 2 different categories of people in Islam. The fakir or poor is the person who owns less than 50% of what is needed as a daily requirement. Take for example, we need $15 for our 3 basic meals. That is breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But for a particular person, his wages earned is only $3 per day. Hence, this person is categorized as a fakir. On the other hand, the miskin or the needy is the person who owns more than 50% of what is needed as a daily requirement, but less than 100%. Because it is difficult to ascertain if a person falls exactly under the fakir or miskin category, administratively, these 2 groups are categorized as one. The Amil. The Amil is the one who is appointed to collect zakat and the expenses incurred in the administration of zakat. The Amil is not the person who only takes the zakat, like for example, the zakat officers seen at the mosques. The Amil is actually the person who takes the zakat and then distributes it as well. If the person only collects but does not distribute, this is not 100% Amil in definition. Having said that, the Amil has a heavy responsibility of finding the right recipients to give zakat to. Because of this, the Amil has a right of share from zakat. According to the school of jurisprudence of Ash-Shafi'i, the Amil can only receive a maximum of 1/8 of zakat collected. The Mu'allaf is the person who has recently embraced Islam. This assistance is given as allowance and training for new converts to be able to understand themselves in the context of being Muslims. In Singapore, this portion is given to Darul Arqam. The initial definition of riqab means slave, and zakat is used to free the person from the bondage or shackles of slavery. Islam does not encourage slavery, and Islamic scholars are of the opinion that a form of freedom of slavery is the freedom from ignorance. Hence, in Singapore, this category of recipients is spent to those who need help to pursue their education in order to break the vicious cycle that may be caused by a lack of education. The Gharimin. The Gharimin is the one who is in debt but needs assistance to meet his basic needs. Here the debt is for factors that are good. For example, for the settlement of a dispute between 2 parties, or to support maintenance such as maintenance of HDB, power supplies, or telecommunications. Fi Sabilillah is the one who strives in the cause of Allah. In the beginning, this was used to fund the costs of war during the Prophet's era, as there was no form of taxation then. As times progressed, just like the concept of jihad was expanded, the concept of Fi Sabilillah was also expanded to include all matters that help to strengthen the way of Allah, such as the mosque and organizations. Lastly, the Ibn Sabil. This group is a rare occurrence. These are travelers who are stranded on a permissible journey and are unable to return home due to financial constraints. We can offer support to them in the form of financial assistance and return air ticket to the home country if necessary, but only if they are Muslim. If they are not Muslims, we are still encouraged to help them, not by using zakat, but by using sadaqah.